guys, it's Alexandra and welcome back to my channel. First of all, how are you guys feeling about this week's weekend race? Because it's Monday right now and I'm still speechless. It was an emotional roller coaster for me, to be honest, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. But before I start this video, I really want to ask you to just stop here and hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget that little bell button to get notifications if I upload a new video, because as you can tell, it's a very new channel and I really appreciate it if you give me your support. I can say that the 2021 season so far is just mind-blowing. It's very exciting. First of all, before I get into the whole race, let's just take a look at the starting grid. I'm kind of happy with it, to be honest, kind of don't. First of all, Tsunoda at P20, it just it's just not good. That crash in the quali for Tsunoda is it was just really sad. I was really shocked at the Williams guys. Like, they went to Q2. I mean, wow. When I looked at quali, I was like, okay, I see you there, Williams. Look at Perez, who out-qualified Verstappen. It's just mind-blowing. I sat at home looking at the quali and just like, wow. Good job, Perez. Good job. Bottas at P7, like, what in the world? Like, how? It really wasn't his weekend, and from that, when I saw that Bottas is P7, I knew that his weekend was off. He wouldn't get the podium. The race it started to rain, and from that point everything went downhill, in my opinion, pretty fast. We didn't even started the race and yet there was so much going on the grid. Alonso had to do a front wing change, Stroll's brakes was on fire, Bottas had a rare left puncture, and Vettel had to start the race from the pit lane. Like, wow, so much was going on in such a short time. It was quite a chaotic race start. After all that incidents, we finally got the race started and I was like, okay, we went on a pretty rough start, but it would get better. Man, I was so wrong with that. On the first lap, Verstappen overtook Hamilton and got the lead, and I was really happy with that. They both got off to a very strong start. Verstappen just went for it and he took the lead. After that, we didn't have to wait quite long for the first car to retire, because Latifi had to retire his car after he had contact with Mazepin. At this point, I know that a lot of people want to blame Mazepin, but you really shouldn't, because it really wasn't his fault. He was there, he was innocent. It was actually Latifi's fault who pulled the car over him, and they had contact and he lost it from there. So yeah, it was his own fault, and I was really sad about it, because this weekend I don't know what happened with him, but he did really good laps, and he could have scored some really great points. Like, okay, not really great, but for Williams he could have scored some good points. We had the safety car going on, and while it was still going, poor Mick made a rookie mistake and he just wanted to keep warm his tires, but went a little bit too hard on them and he broke his front wing off. He was very unlucky with this whole situation, because he broke the front wing off at the pit exit lane, and that meant that he had to take a lap with that broken front wing. As he finishes his lap, you know, he was like, okay, finally I could go to the pit lane and and go back, get a front wing change, but it was closed. He couldn't, so he had to do another lap with that broken front wing. It was just painful to watch, honestly, but he did a really great job and he managed to get through it. Can we talk about Gasly's strategy? Because I was so pissed at the AlphaTauri for his strategy. It's a pretty hard word. Okay, don't come at me, please. It's a hard word. Most of the teams went with intermediates. I think only the two Haas, Ocon, and only Gasly went on the wet tires. And after just a few laps, we saw that those tires are not working. He just lost a lot of places, and yet they still kept him outside, and I don't know why. I mean, yeah, they probably waited for rain, and at first I was like, okay, maybe they knew something that the other teams don't, but they didn't. It was just really painful. I think waited like 15 laps or so to finally call Pierre in the box. Really broke my heart because he could have been on the podium. Like, he started P5 the whole weekend. He was doing really great laps, but they really messed this up. Like, Pierre was a little bit unlucky, you know, back in Bahrain and now here in Imola too. And I really hope that the upcoming races will be better for him, because he is a really great driver and he's one of my favorites. Whilst this race was going on, we saw a lot of spins, we saw some cars going off track, even saw Hamilton going into the grave. At that point, when I saw that he's in there, I was like, he's out. Like, he's not gonna come back. Like, how? That's just no. He was able to come out, and I was so impressed by that. He didn't give up, and also he was able to come out from that. He had to reverse the car to get back on track. At this point, he probably knew that his chances to be first just gone. Like, it won't happen, but he didn't give up, and after he was able to get back on track, he just went for it. He did a great job. Now you can hate Hamilton and say that, oh, it's just a car, he's not talented, but I mean, he got P2. He really has talent, and I was just really impressed with him. We all thought that seeing Hamilton in the gravel was the most intense or shocking part of this race. It just wasn't, because after that, in the same lap, we had Bottas and Russell's crash, which was pretty bad and looked not so good. I'm just really happy that both of the drivers are okay, because that crash was nasty. I watched a lot of videos about it, you know, just watch back. I really don't know whose fault it was. I think it's 50-50, and the marshals decided that it was a race accident. Still, I think that both of them made a mistake, and that caused the crash. But Russell's behavior was unacceptable in my point of view, because yes, okay, you're crashed, you have to retire the car, but it's not okay to go to another driver Okay, let's just curse at themselves. Fine, that could happen. But with him hitting Bottas's helmet, it was just out of place. You can't accept this to happen at his level. It's just unprofessional. So now you can come at me, but I think it was just really unacceptable, because you can't behave like this at this level. It just really is unprofessional. Overall, it was quite an action-heated race. We get quite a few penalties. Yuki got a 5-second penalty because of the turn 9 track limit. Perez got a 10-second penalty because, let's just be honest, he made a lot of mistakes during the whole race. We can tell that he's not 100% comfortable in that car, and he spun a little bit when the safety car was out, and after that he took his place back, which was against the rules. After the race is restarted, most of the teams went with medium tires. The McLaren, both Ricciardo and Norris went for soft tires, and I was kind of surprised by that. I wasn't sure if, you know, they made the right decision, but they definitely did, because Lando got a podium. He did a fantastic job. He just made a fantastic job after Saturday's qualification. At some point I was like, he was so close to Max, like, is he gonna challenge him? But it didn't happen. As soon as Max's tires started to work, he just pulled away. But still, Lando did a fantastic job. I am so proud of him. You know, after Saturday's quali, when they took his lap time, and he would have been started P2, and he was able to come over it, and yeah, I'm just super happy for him, because it's a well-deserved podium for him. So these were the things that stand out to me, and I thought that needed to be mentioned. I still can't get over the fact that how exciting this race was. And let's just take a moment to appreciate that the curse that Max had in Italy is finally broken. Like, so that is it up for today, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also hit the subscribe button, and don't forget about that little bell button to get notifications every time if I upload a new video.